Welcome dear students for grade 8 maths class of St. Peter's College, Colombo Fort, Nigamo branch. So today our lesson is unit 50 decimals. So you already learned decimals lesson in grade 7 also. So you have an idea about what decimals and how to multiply and to divide decimals by whole numbers. So in this lesson mainly we are going to revise the grade 7 part, as well as other than that we are going to study how to multiply and divide decimal numbers in detail. So let's start the lesson. Right, so you already know what a decimal number is. So if you are given a fraction, you all can convert that fraction into a decimal number. How can we convert? So you know that if you have a fraction with a denominator value as a power of 10. So you should know what are powers of 10. What are powers of 10? So numbers 10, 100, 1000 are powers of 10. You know what powers of 10 means? 10 is the first power of 10. Right? 10 times 10, 100. 10 into 10 into 10. We have 1000. So these numbers are called as powers of 10. So if you have powers of 10 in the denominator of a certain fraction, we can easily write that fraction in decimal form. So let's see how we can convert these types of fractions into a decimal number. Okay, so starting from the first one. Right, so here you have 1 over 10. Okay, 1 over 10. So the first power of 10 is there in the denominator, that is 10. So 10 you have only 1 0 in the denominator. So if you have 10 as the denominator in the numerator, in the decimal answer you will have only one decimal place. That means you can express this as 0.1. Since you have only 1 0, there will be only one decimal place in the decimal number. Right, second example, 1 over 100. 2 zeros, that is the second power. So, there should be 2 decimal places in the decimal answer, which means 0.01. 2 places, 1 over 100. Right, next, 1 over 1000. 3 zeros in the denominator, third power of 10. So, there should be 3 decimal places like this. 1, 2, 3. So this is the main summary that we are going to do certain exercises based on this. Okay. So if it is 10, always one decimal place. If it is 100, two decimal places. If it is 1000, three decimal places should be there in your answer. Okay, so let's perform some calculations based on that theory we learned. Okay, so these things you already learned in grade 7, but I am going to revise some sessions in here also. Okay, 5 over 10 again, you all can see in 10, 1 0. So 1 0 means only one decimal place in the answer, which means 0.5. Next, 245 over 10, 1 0. So, one decimal place in the answer. That means 24.5. One decimal place. Okay, that will become the whole number and this will become the decimal part. 17 over 100. 2 zeros, which means 2 decimal places should be there. That means 1, 2. 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places, so no number, therefore 0 should be included in front of the decimal point. 8 over 1000. 3 decimal places are there. There should be 3 zeros are there in 1000, which means 3 decimal places should be there in the answer. That means 0, 0, 8. 3 places should be there after the decimal point. So you have to put 0 in front of that. Okay? Right. Another one. Right, now you all can see in this example, in these examples, denominator value is not a power of 10. Earlier, in the previous part, we had always denominator value powers of 10. 10, 100, 1000 likewise. But here you all can see 25, 125, 4, those numbers are in the denominator. They are not powers of 10. So if you have fractions like this, what's our next step? How we can convert these types of fractions into decimals? Okay students, so in here we have, now you already know how to make equivalent fractions. We learned that in fractions lesson also. So now what we are going to do is we are going to convert this denominator value into a power of 10. Convert the denominator value into a power of 10. 25 is the denominator. How can we make a power of 10, which means 10, 100, 1000. You know, from 25 we can't make 10. So we have to go for the next power of 10, which means 100. Yes, we can make 100 by 25. So how can we make? We have to make an equivalent fraction, which means you have to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the common number. So we know that 25 times 4 will give you 100. So from that, we can have the power of 10, which means 100 in the denominator. So in the numerator, 4 times 3 answer is 12. Now it is easy for us to write this fraction as a decimal. Since it's a power of 10, we know there are 2 zeros. That means 2 decimal places should be there in our answer. 0.12. 2 decimal places. Okay? So same manner, now we are going to do the rest of the examples given. Same way, you are going to make equivalent fractions and then make the denominator equivalent to a power of 10. 125. So we can't make 10, 100. So our next power is 1000. So by which number you are going to multiply? Yes, we know that 125, when you multiply by 8, you will get 1000. Okay, so you are going to multiply the numerator also by the same number. So 27 times 8, you will have 216 as the answer. And in the denominator, you will have 1000. So again, you know, when you have a power of 10, count the zeros, 3 decimal places, which means in your answer also 3 decimal places. 0.216. 3 decimal places because of these 3 zeros. 0.216 is the answer. Okay, another one here. Right, that is 17 over 4. So we know that we can make 100 from 4. So what is the number that you are going to multiply? Okay, 4 can be multiplied by 25. You can multiply by 25. Okay, you can multiply by 25, numerator also by 25. So when you multiply by 25, in the denominator you will have 100 and in the denominator you will have 100, in the numerator you will have 425 as the answer. So again it's a power of 10, which means count the zeros, 2 zeros, that means it's easy for us. We can write 4.25 will be the answer. 2 zeros, 2 decimal places. Right, this is somewhat different than the previous ones. Here you all can see a mixed number. Mixed number means where you have a whole number part as well as a fraction. So in here, when you are converting these types of mixed numbers into a decimal, you have to separate out the whole number and the fraction part. So now what we are going to do, we are going to separate whole number. Whole number is 6. Fraction is 33 over 40. So let's separate it like this, 33 over 40. So now what we are going to do, remain the whole number part and then convert the fraction into another fraction like we did in the previous examples. You are going to make an equivalent fraction and make the denominator as a power of 10. So remain the whole number part like this and next step, convert this into a power of 10 in the denominator. So how can we make a power of 10 here? So we know that we can multiply this by 25. So 40 times 25 will give you 1000 in the denominator. So therefore numerator also should be multiplied by 25. So in the numerator you will have 825 as the answer. And in the denominator you will have 1000. Now it is easy for us to convert Okay, now it's easy for us to convert. This is 825. Okay, this part is 825 and here you have 1000. We didn't change the whole number part. So whole number part is there. So fraction part, now it is easy for us to write as a decimal number. Since it's a power of 10, 3 zeros there. So it's easy for us to write it as a decimal like this. 3 zeros, 3 decimal places should be there. That means 0.825. 3 places. Put 0 in front of the point. Now what's the final answer? Is this a final answer? No, you have to add the whole number part as well as a decimal, and then our final answer will be 6.825. So this is the way of converting a mixed number into a decimal. Separate out the two whole number part and the fraction, and for the fraction part make the equivalence and then add the two values, so you will get the decimal number. Right, so there's an easy way of obtaining an answer, right? When you multiply decimal numbers by powers of 10. Multiplying decimal numbers by powers of 10, right? There's an easy way of remembering this, okay? That method is, you are going to count the number of zeros in the power of 10, okay? Count the number of zeros in the power of 10. So this is 10, 1, 0. Since it is multiplication, okay? Since it is multiplication, you have to move this decimal point to the right side. Okay, you have to move the decimal point to the right side according to the number of zeros in this number. That is the power of 10. So 1, 0 means you have to move the decimal point 1 place from the initial point. 1 place from the initial point. So what will happen? The decimal point will come next to 1. So our final answer will be 21.25. Okay, 1 place moved and rest of the values should be written right after the decimal. So this is the way of multiplying a decimal by a power of 10. That is a very easy way of remembering this. Now here look at this. 2 zeros there. That means 2 moves should be taken from the initial point to the right side. Okay, always look at the symbol, that is multiplication here. Since it is multiplication, move to the right. 2 places. So starting from here, 1. Now you all can see no numbers right after 3. But you have to take another move. So what should we do now? What's the next step? If you don't have any numbers after a value, but you have to take moves, therefore you can put a 0 next to the number. Now you can take the move. Okay? 1, 2. So what will be the final answer? 230. So remember, if you don't have any numbers, you all can add zeros after the decimal point. Since it is after the decimal point, you all can add zeros if you don't have any values. Same way, look at the last example here. Now we are going to multiply with 1000, where you have 3 zeros. So 3 zeros means 3 moves should be taken from the initial point. So same way, 1, 2, 3, no number at the end. So you have to add a 0. So what will be our answer? 5180 will be our answer. 5180. So this is the way of multiplying a decimal number. Okay, this is a decimal number multiplied by a power of 10. So let's see when a decimal number, the division of decimal numbers by powers of 10. This is multiplication. Now we are moving to division part. So let's see how we can get the answers for those types. Okay, in division, the previous one, if it is multiplication, we move the decimal point to right side. Now it is division. Okay, if it is division, you have to do the opposite what we did in the previous. If it is division, always you have to move to the left. Okay, decimal point will be shifted to the left from the initial point according to the number of zeros in the power of 10. 1 0, which means one move should be taken from the initial point to the left side. So from here, one move should be taken to the left. So what will be the answer? 2.2. Write the remaining numbers. 3, 1. Initial point was at here. You took one move, so point is there. 2.231 is the final answer. Same way, you can do the rest here. 2 zeros, division. 2 moves should be taken to the left. Now here look at this. When you are moving here, 1, 2. You have to take 2 moves because of the 2 zeros. But you don't have any numbers in front of that. So what you have to do? Like in the previous one, you can add zeros. If you don't have values, you can add zeros. So decimal point will be there. So 0.004. Okay. Initial point was at here. 2 moves have to come to the left side. Right. Last one. 3 zeros. 3 moves should be taken. Now in this example 32, you can't see a decimal point. So where is the decimal point? Decimal point is at the end. In a whole number, always the decimal point is at the end. So from that point, you have to take 3 moves to the left. So let's move. 1, 2, 3. So no numbers here. Add a 0. That means our final answer is 0.032. Initial point was at the end. 1, 2, 3. So this is the answer. So always remember, if you are multiplying, decimal point should be moved to right. If it is division, decimal point should be moved to left. So that is multiplication and division with powers of 10. Okay, now we are going to see multiplication and decimal, the division of decimal numbers by a whole number. Now you don't have powers of 10. Previous ones we had powers of 10. So it's easy for us to count the zeros and then multiply. But here look at the two values. Look at the two values. One is a decimal and the other one is a whole number. You don't have powers of 10. So what you are going to do? How can we multiply and obtain an answer if you have these two types, whole number and a decimal? So when you are simplifying this, when you are multiplying this, there are two different ways of performing the calculation. So I am going to show you both methods. So you all have to find out the easy method for you all, and you all can continue your calculations based on that method. So let's see the first method. Right. In first method, what you are going to do is you are going to convert the decimal number. Now these are the two numbers that you have. 7 multiplied by 0.5. This is the whole number and this is the decimal. First method, we are going to convert this decimal into a fraction. We are not going to change 7. Okay, we are not going to change 7. What we are going to do is we are going to change this decimal number into a fraction. Now at the beginning of the lesson we discussed and we learned how to convert a decimal into a fraction or fraction into a decimal. Okay, so we know if it is only having one decimal place, what will happen? You have only 1 0 at the denominator, which means 5 over 10. If it is having 1 0 only, you have to take one move, so the answer is 0.5. So you have to do the opposite of that. Looking at this, you are going to write the fraction of the decimal. Now it is easy. Now what is this? Fractions. We did the fractions lesson. In that we learned how to multiply a fraction with a whole number. So you know that you have to multiply the numerators, but here you all can see no denominator is there. Assume that there is 1 and 1 times 10, you can take the answer. So let's multiply 7 times 5, 35 and 35 over 10. 10 times 1, 10. So next, now you all can see this is the power of 10. Now it's easy for us to get the decimal number of this. So 1 0, if it is division, point will move. This is the point at the end. From that point, one place is taken. Answer is 3.5. So let's see how we can do the same calculation using the second method. So let's see. In here, what we are going now, here we converted it into a fraction. But in second method, we are not going to convert it into a fraction. Neglect the decimal point, okay? Neglect the decimal point and multiply like you normal multiplying numbers. That means neglecting the decimal point means 7 into, what will happen if you neglect the decimal point? It will be like 5. So you are neglecting the decimal point and then multiply. So what's the answer? 7 times 5, we know that is 35. But you know that at the beginning you neglected the point. So what you have to do? At the final answer, you have to consider the point again. So when you are considering the point, count the decimal places. How many decimal places? After the decimal point, we have only one decimal place. Because of that, since you neglected, you have to consider it again. So point is at the end. From the end, you have to count one place to the left. One decimal place, one place should be moved. So what's the answer? Answer is 3.5. Now you all can see both answers are same but two different methods. So understand what is the easy method for you all and then perform calculation. So this is a whole number with a decimal. So let's see how we can multiply two decimal numbers. Okay, whole number and a decimal. Now we are going to do two decimal numbers. Okay, you all can see as given in the example, two decimal numbers are there. Both are decimals. So what we have to do if both numbers are decimal? So same manner like we did in the previous example, two different methods are there. So you all can, like in the previous example, method 1 is done and method 2 is done. So you all have to understand the easy method. So let's see how we can calculate this. So here 30.8 and the other decimal number is 0.07. Now earlier, I think you can remember what we did. We converted the decimal into a fraction. So in here, both are decimals. So you have to convert both the decimals into a fraction. So here, when you are converting this into a fraction, right, 308 over one decimal place means 10 should be there. One decimal place, 10. Okay, same manner we can convert the second decimal number also like that. How many decimal places? Two decimal places. So two decimal places means how many zeros? 2 zeros should be there. Okay, so now you all can multiply. Okay, so you all can multiply the numerators and get the answers. Multiply the denominators, get the answer. So 308, let's multiply by 7. 308 multiplied by 7. So 8 times 7, 56. 5 remaining. 7 times 0, 0. 0 plus 5, 5. 7 times 3, 21. So in the numerator you will have 2156 and in the denominator you will have 1000, 3 zeros, okay, 1000. So this is not the final answer, you have to keep this as a decimal. Now you got a power of 10, count the zeros, 3 zeros. 3 zeros means 3 moves from the corner, okay, 3 moves from the corner. Decimal point will come there, 2.156 is the answer. Okay, so this is the first method. Converted both the decimals into a fraction and then did the fraction simplification like we did in fractions lesson. So in the second method, like the previous example, we are going to neglect the decimal point. Okay, let's neglect the decimal point and multiply. So once you neglect the decimal point, what you have? 308 from the first. Second number, once you neglect the decimal point, what's the number you have? 7. So can you see the same multiplication, but you are going to do it from one step. Here you have to convert them into fractions and then perform the multiplication. But you all can see here, we can multiply directly without going for fractions like this. So I hope this method will be easy, but you all can decide that, okay? So let's multiply again. You can see the same answer will be obtained. Okay, same answer will be obtained since both values are same. But Is this the final answer? No. What you have to do? You have to count the decimal places. How many decimal places are there? Here 1 decimal place. Here 2 decimal places. Altogether how many decimal places? 3 decimal places. 3 decimal places means from here 1, 2, 3. You have to consider them again and come back from the end 3 places to the left, which means our final answer is 2.156. Can you see both answers are same but 2 different methods? So you all can decide easy method. So that's a way of multiplying 2 decimal numbers. Now we are moving to division. This is multiplication. Now we are moving to our last part, that is division. Okay, so here also we are going to do division under 2 topics. Division of a whole number by a decimal, and then next decimal by a decimal. So first see how we can divide a whole number by a decimal number. So let's see how we can divide. 63 by 1.2. 1 is a whole number and this number is a whole number and the other number is a decimal number. So here also there are 2 different ways of doing this. So let's see the first method how we can divide this. Okay, 63 you are going to divide with the division symbol by 1.2. I hope you can remember what we did in the previous examples. We converted the decimal into a fraction. So same manner we are going to convert this decimal into a fraction. So let's convert. Now first we are not going to do any change to the whole number part. So let's write the whole number. I didn't change the symbol also, it's division. Now I am going to convert this decimal into a fraction. So 1 place, 1 decimal place, that means what do you have? 10 in the denominator. So what's our next step? Now we did this in fractions lesson. If you have division, you have to change the sign and take the reciprocal of the fraction right after the division mark. That means 63. Okay, sign changes into multiplication. 10 goes up and 12 comes down. You have to take the reciprocal, okay? Take the reciprocal. And then 630. 63 multiplied by 10, 630. Divide by 12. So you have to divide. Can use long division. So if you have to divide it, let's divide and get the answer here. 630 should be divided by 12. So inside 63 there are 5 12s. 12 times 5 60. Remainder here 3. Okay, and then 0. For 30 there are 2. 12 times 2 24. Here the remainder is 6. So you know what will happen. If there is a remainder, you have to keep the decimal point and take a 0. And for 60 you have again 5. So 12 times 5, 60, remainder 0. So what's the answer here? 52.5. So the final answer is 52.5. So in first method, you converted the decimals into a fraction with the power of 10 and then did the fraction simplification and obtain the answer. So let's see how we can do the same question using the second method. Right. What we are going to do here is 63, we are going to divide by 1.2. Now we already know we can't divide a number by a decimal. You have to convert the decimal into a whole number. So we can't leave a denominator as a whole number, as a decimal number. So we always have to convert the denominator into a whole number. So in converting this decimal into a whole number, what you have to do? Now you know that if you multiply this, now it will become a whole number when you move this decimal by 1 place, from 1 place. So decimal will move and your answer will become what? 12. For it to become 12, by which number you are going to multiply? You know that if you multiply by 10, 1 0, 1 place will be shifted. Then only we will get the whole number 12. So using that method, right, in purpose of making this a whole number, you are going to multiply by the power of 10. And you know, when you are converting a fraction into an equivalent, both the numerator and the denominator should be multiplied. Therefore, we are going to multiply the numerator also by 10. So, what will be the numerator? 630. Denominator, you will have 12. Now, you all can see it clearly. The decimal has been removed and there's a whole number. Now, you all can see the same division is here. They are also, you will get the same division. But see, here you have to do some more steps than this one. So, I hope this method will be easy, but you all can decide the method. Okay, right. So, here I am not going to perform the division again since answer is the same. So, here you divide, you will get 52.5 as the answer. 52.5 as the answer. So, this is the method in which we can divide a whole number by a decimal number. Right, let's move to the last part, okay, that is division of two decimal numbers. So, same way like we did in the previous, we can perform this calculation using two different methods like the previous one. So, let's see how we can obtain the answer here. Right, so here you have two decimals, 3.72. You are going to divide by 1.2. You are going to divide by 1.2. So, what's our first step? In method 1, we converted the decimals into a fraction. So, let's convert them into a fraction. So, once you convert this into a fraction, two decimal places, two zeros should be there. Two decimal places, two zeros. Same manner, 12 over one decimal place means 1 0 will be there. Okay. So, this is like fraction simplification like we did in the previous lesson fractions. So, what you have to do? Sign will change into multiplication. Fraction right after the division. You have to take the reciprocal. 10 goes up. 12 don't multiply. This is division. So, this is the step. Okay. 12 comes down. So, you are not going to change the first fraction, write it, that is 372 divided by 100. So, now it is easy, multiply the numerator separately, multiply the denominator separately. Numerators, denominators can be multiplied. So, what will be the answer here? In numerator you will have 3720 and denominator 1200. So here you can see two zeros are there, which means we can cut the two zeros and then divide the rest, okay? So you all can divide it. 0, 0 can be cut. You can divide by 10. So what is remaining? 300 here and move to the second method and finally I'll put the answer because we are going to do the same thing there, okay? So let's see. Right. Second method also, you know that 3.72 divided by 1.2. What we did? We have to convert the denominator into a whole number. So, in converting the denominator into a whole number, you have to multiply. One decimal place should be moved, therefore, by 10. One decimal place. But here also, you have to do the same. But what will happen? This won't become a whole number. This will be a decimal. But the problem is with the denominator. So, we converted the denominator into a whole number. So, the whole number is 12. And numerator you will have 37.2. 37.2. So let's divide 37.2. You are going to divide by 12. Okay. So once you divide 12 times 2, you know 12 times 3, you know that is 36. 1 remaining and you know keep the decimal point there and take 2 down. So 12 you have 1. So, what will be the answer? 3.1 will be the final answer. So, you all can see in method 1, I stopped from there, but you all can see the same method. So, here you divided 37.2 by 12, but here 372 by 120. So, 10 means you can convert it as 37.2 by 12. Same step. So, you will get the same answer. So decide what is the easy method for you, either method 1 or method 2. So children, this is the way of dividing two decimal numbers. So I have one more question from that. Okay, let's do that also. So here, right, 0.295 divided by 0.59. Okay, so I'm going to do first method, converting these numbers into a whole number. Okay, so in converting these numbers into a whole number, two places should be moved. Okay, two places. So in converting two places, by which number you are going to multiply? 100. Two places means two zeros. But here you all can see, even in the numerator also you have to do the same thing. Now don't take 3 moves in order to make it 295. That's not our target. Our target is to convert the denominator into a whole number. That's all. So no need to convert even the numerator into a whole number. It might be a decimal. But what you have to do, in converting this, you have to multiply this also by 100. So what will happen? Numerator you will have 29.5 and denominator you will have 59. So what you can do now, divide and get the answer. Okay, so I hope that y'all can get the answer. So divide and get the answer. Just like normal division, y'all can divide 29.5 divide by 59. Get the answer. For 29 you have nothing, so y'all divide, keep the decimal point and check how many 59s are there inside 295. So you can get the answer. This is method 1, and you can get the same answer from the second method also. So I hope you already know the two methods. So that's the end of our lesson, children. So I hope the lesson is clear. In this lesson, we mainly discuss about multiplying and dividing numbers, decimal numbers by whole decimal numbers by whole numbers, as well as dividing decimal numbers by decimal numbers. So hope to meet you in another video with a new lesson. Thank you.